Trust me, guys. I'm waiting too. I'm waiting on the Matt Eberflus fired notification. I'm waiting on that ESPN notification because yesterday... Jeez. Let's get into the video. Now, I'm not going to sit here and completely recap the game from yesterday. Foots and I did that on our live show last night. It was 48 minutes of Cowboys talk, really 48 minutes of therapy. This video is going to be like half a recap, half of another venting session, because we need it, guys. Cowboys fans need it so bad because we're down so bad right now. And I am all aboard the Fire Matt Eberflus train. I'm here. I'll be the captain, the conductor, whatever it's called. I do not care. I had a little bit of hope after the first couple of weeks of the year. The Giants game didn't look great. Okay, then the Bears game happened. You know, you're like, okay, maybe they'll figure it out here. Yesterday was my final straw. Rico Dowdle said buckle up, and he had 230 yards from scrimmage. He beat you by himself. The Cowboys could not stop one guy. He was the leading receiver, the leading rusher. The next best wide receiver or pass catcher on the team had like 30 yards for the Panthers. Rico had 50, right? They didn't do anything through the air because they just punched you in the mouth on the ground so bad. And on the one or two drives that you made Bryce Young make tight window throws or playoff schedule or behind the sticks or anything like that, the Cowboys got off the field, but they never got into third and long, so you couldn't get off the field. And if you have little ones around, please, your defense is some ass. They are terrible. It only happened once or twice where you felt like you were going to be able to get off the field because you made a play. And half the time, it probably wasn't because you made a play. It was because they had a false start or an illegal formation or whatever. This defense is so pathetic. And I'm saying it right now, right? We are in week 6. We're going into week 7. We still have the entire back half of the season. Demolish this defense. Tear it down, starting at the trade deadline. If you can move on from some guys for really cheap and get you a 2027 7th round pick for some of these contracts, do it now because this defense is cooked. Start over, restart, redo. I take it back. 2025 never even happened. I would have no more than 3 of the same guys back next year. That's how pathetic this is. You know, rip up the contracts, eat all of the dead money that you can, move on from the big cap hits on defense. Maybe there's 3 guys that are for the future. Bland, Osa, Ezaraku. 2 of those guys is because they're recent investments. You just paid them, so you kind of got to keep them around. And then Ezaraku has showed some promise, and he's an undersized defensive end, but everyone else can go. Sam Williams, do not re-sign him. My Lord, do not re-sign him. Kenny Clark, with that $20 million cap hit next year, has he really helped you? I mean, did he help you yesterday? I mean, he's kind of playing out of position. You got a guy that plays 3 tech to play the nose and the 1 tech. That's not his position, and you're trying to get him to be that guy when he just isn't. This defense is so unbelievably bad. I don't think I've ever seen a defense this bad in the NFL, like genuinely. Now, I haven't watched any Ravens games. Apparently, they're up there, and Miami's up there as well. Those teams are just bad on offense as well. Like, the offense consistently gives them bad starting field position, so of course they're giving up a ton of points. Dak Prescott has been nearly perfect over the past couple of weeks, and this defense can't get a stop. They're always in favorable field position, and they still can't get a stop. I'm on the Fire Matt Eberflus train. I am, because anything could help. If you would go from the 32nd ranked defense to the 31st ranked defense, you might actually win a few more games because of that. Eberflus's scheme and all of this stuff is just so unbelievably bad to stop the run. Like, you knew what they were going to do yesterday. You couldn't stop it. You got bullied up front, which is another problem. The personnel is a problem. Me and Foots talked about that. Your players are not good enough. Also, scheme-wise, it just isn't working. I don't think the players believe in it. I don't think some of the coaching staff believes in it. There's no way Brian Schottenheimer's sitting back and thinking, we can get this fixed, because they've been that bad. Now, personnel is just as much of a problem. Like, it is rotten from the top down. From Eberflus to your secondary to your defensive line, the guys in the trenches, it's just rotten from the inside out. And that's why I said just tear it down. Like, this isn't a house that you can go in and fix up with a couple of pieces by making a trade. Like, oh, that window needs to be replaced, and then the carpet needs to be replaced, and it's not working. That's not going to happen. That house needs to be torn down and rebuilt completely. That just doesn't leave a whole lot of hope for 2025. Now, I want to say on the last play of the game, pretty much, that 4th and 3, Panthers are going for it. It was the game, right? Because after that, they're just going to kick the field goal. And this is where it kind of comes from both angles, the personnel and the defensive coordinator. But Kenneth Murray is mugged up on the line of scrimmage. He's up on the offensive line like he's going to blitz. The Cowboys are going to go cover one. Wanye Thomas is so far back you can't even see him on the screen. So the Cowboys are technically playing with 10 defenders at the line, and Wanye's way back there for whatever reason. But Kenneth Murray is mugged up on the line. When the Panthers snap the ball, I believe it's designed for him to fill where DaRon Bland is playing 5 to 7 yards off of Hunter Renfrow. But that doesn't happen. It's like he panics and kind of waits for a second, hesitates before getting over there and stepping in front of that easy slant where everyone in the stadium knows that it's a slant going to Hunter Renfrow. He is a possession receiver that runs routes really well and can win a 4th and 3 route close to the line of scrimmage. But I think the linebacker is supposed to back out, Kenneth Murray, and cut across and intercept that pass, or at least bat it down to Hunter Renfrow. But he doesn't do that. He panics for a second, waits for a minute, and then Bland obviously has 7 yards off on 4th and 3. He can't get downhill and make that play. Kenneth Murray just doesn't do the job. And it comes back to personnel and how the Cowboys and Jerry Jones have constructed this defense and guys not playing well, along with the defensive coordinator. Like, sure, if that play works out and the Cowboys get that pick right there, I'm clapping my hands for Matt Eberflus. But what is Kenneth Murray doing? Whatever is going on inside his brain, it's a half a tick slow every single time, and it's getting you killed because you're not good anywhere else along the defense. The defensive line can't make it up. The other linebackers can't help make it up. Guys being a half a step behind is getting you killed on every single play. You're playing soft coverage looks on the outside. DBs are playing 10 yards off on 3rd and short. There's no defensive coordinator that's helping. There's lack of blitz variations or disguising pressure and trying to manufacture some of that. The Cowboys didn't really blitz yesterday. They didn't run a whole lot of man coverage. It's a bad combination to be in, and it makes me really sad, and I'm probably going to make a video on this because really quick, guys, before we continue with me ranting about the Cowboys, I want to tell you about something that does make me happy, and that is Sleeper, the sponsor of the channel for the past couple of weeks of the season. They're going to be the channel sponsor for the rest of the season. Sleeper is a ton of fun to play. It makes Sundays a lot more enjoyable, and I wanted to give you guys a couple of plays. This week, I'm not going to go with any Cowboys stuff. They're too hard to predict, so I'm going to go with a over half an anytime touchdown for Ladd McConkey. The same thing for Jonathan Taylor. I got a feeling that the Colts-Chargers game is going to be a ton of fun. 2 touchdowns for those guys. And let's go ahead and throw in another play for Kyren Williams over half a touchdown. That means if we get it correct, it turns $5 into $27. Sleeper is a ton of fun to play. Their interface is incredible. And if you guys join today with code DoubleMove, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's right, DoubleMove, a 100% deposit match up to $100. Now, let's get back into the video. Dak Prescott has been phenomenal. MVP of the league. He's been the best quarterback in pro football, and I genuinely believe that the Cowboys didn't have Dak, they wouldn't have a single win. Like, we're looking at number 1 pick status for the Cowboys if Dak isn't there. He hasn't really turned the ball over. He's got 11 touchdowns. The run game has been really good. It wasn't yesterday, but George Pickens and Dak pretty much kept you in the game the entire time. To have your quarterback playing like that and your defense to not even be middle of the road. Can you be middle of the road? Give yourself a chance. They can't even do that. And it's so sad. It's every week is going to be the same conversation. Offense played really, really well. The defense played really, really bad. It evens out perfectly. Offense, you cannot rely on them to be consistently good every single play, every single drive. It just doesn't work like that. And it stinks that you can't say, oh my gosh, what was that offensive drive? without saying, oh my gosh, we cannot afford that, or we're about to be down 14 points, or about to be down 10 points. You're not afforded that luxury of saying, the defense can help you here. They can get a stop. The offense is just, off their game right now. It's not going to happen because they are genuinely a college level defense at this point, and it starts at the top and goes all the way to the bottom. Yesterday, though, and on some sort of positive note, your quarterback's playing at a top 3 level. George Pickens, just pay him. Who are you going to pay on defense? I mean, just use the money on a wide receiver. At least you can score a ton of points and give yourself a chance to win games. CeeDee Lamb's supposed to be coming back next week. That'll be a whole lot of fun. The run game wasn't good. You're still missing a large part of your offensive line. They couldn't move the ball on the ground. Javonte Williams averaged like 2.2 yards per carry. You're supposed to get Cooper Beebe back, Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith. Like, those guys should be coming back soon. Lamb's coming back. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm not going to say, you'll be better when Overshown gets back. You'll be better when Revel gets back. Like that, it's just not happening. The scheme is rotten. The best thing right now is starting at the top. And for everybody that says it's Jerry's fault, I 100% agree with you. That's not what I'm saying. I can't get on here after every loss and be like, Jerry, you got to get Jerry out. That's not realistic. The man is not selling the team. He's not moving on. He's not admitting that he is at fault. The next best thing that you can do is start looking at the DC, because you're not changing this roster. You're not going to be able to churn the defensive side of the ball right now. That's something for 2026. When you completely tear it down and you try to build back through some sort of free agency and those draft picks that you have. You have 4 first rounders over the next 2 years. 3 of those at the bare minimum need to be defensive side of the ball. But Jerry's not going anywhere. Eberflus is the next thing up. If you fire Eberflus and you want to make a trade, don't just make one trade. I talked about this with Foots yesterday. Don't make one move. It needs to be a flurry of moves. It needs to be firing the DC. It needs to be trading for a defensive tackle, trading for a linebacker. Like, you have to make those 3 moves together to change anything. This was more of a vent session on the defense. You do that. I cannot believe they're that bad. I genuinely, I'm just blown away that they are that bad. Like, I thought maybe they would be, hanging around inside the top 20, and if they were, you'd be 4-1 right now probably. If they could make a team punt in the second half more than one time, you're probably at 4-1. You're feeling good about this team because the offense is so good, and I worry that you're not going to get this play out of Dak for the next 5 years to give yourself a chance on offense. The offense is not guaranteed to be this good for the next 4 years until you figure it out and tool it together on defense. Your offense is so worth taking a chance on, but your defense is so bad that even making a couple of moves does not guarantee you that you're going to even get middle of the pack or 3/4 of the way up to number 1. It's a hard reality to swallow. We can blame Jerry and everybody for all of these moves. Mike is not here. People don't like to hear that, but Micah did help this team a lot. You know what? You're not a defensive end away from this unit being good. Like, that's for sure. Your defensive ends are bad. You're not a defensive end away from being good. You need like 2 linebackers. You need 2 corners. You need a safety, a legit safety. You need a defensive tackle. Like, there's just so many holes in the ship right now that you're sinking. You can't plug them all. It's impossible, especially this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this one wasn't long. Just wanted to kind of get on here and vent about the defense. It's tough, right? You guys let me know down below in the comments. What do you want to see this week? Who do you want me to talk about? Do you want me to talk about Eberflus's scheme? Because there is a couple of plays that we could really point at and say, wow, that was trash. Or point out who's playing bad, who's playing good. We want to see some George Pickens film. Let me know down below in the comments. This is a tough time to be a Cowboys fan, all right? And I want you guys to still stick around, watch the channel. I think I'm done. All right. I love you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow.